everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Native Diaries. Excuse me. Little bit of an update from the room. It's a couple of weeks since we've done a Native Diaries episode, so a little bit of an update. Some good news with the Redpoles. That's about it, really. But we've got, a few things to chat through. So you know what to do. Grab yourself a cuppa. Oh, excuse me, sparkling water for me today. Sit back and, as always, enjoy the show. Going to start today with the Bullfinches and news on the bullies. So if you remember last time, the hen had gone down. Second time she'd gone down on 5 eggs. Let her sit the duration, looked at the eggs, didn't check them. Fine. Bullfinches in general, you need to disturb them as little as possible, so didn't check the eggs, let us sit the full duration. They were empty again, so I fished them out and I separated the birds. I put a wire divider in, and I separated them for about a week, and then I could see the cock call into her, I could see the hen call into the cock. So I pulled the wire divider back, didn't see a mating straight away. It's often the case that you won't. And she started to build up again, and she has laid 4 eggs. She's just started to sit them. There's not going to be 5, there's just 4 eggs. She's just started to sit them, and I'm hoping it's going to be third time lucky. It's a flighted cockbird. They get on well. He's in decent condition, but he just hasn't filled any eggs yet. So if we don't get anything this time round, then I am going to take the sights out and I'll just molt them out. I don't want to overdo her. I really don't, because I'll try again next year, and if I need to bring in another cockbird, then I will. So that's our bullies. Should we have a little talk through the goldies next? It's been, as expected, an interesting season with the goldies. Interesting is code, by the way, for difficult. So look, we had a pair of goldies in one flight cage here. We've got a trio of goldies in the other. The hen in this cage, it's an unflighted cockbird. The hen in this cage was 3 years old, and looked in fine fettle one day, next day on the floor. So at the moment, and she's actually, if I sort of adjust the camera around here, you still won't be able to see, so I'll do some B-roll shots of it. The hen is in the nest. It's a hen who is got a little bit of lizard in her, and a little bit of new colour. So I put those together as a muling pair. She's in the nest at the moment. They've not been together that long. Something may or may not happen, who knows. The other goldies behind me, feeding away, they're in and out the nest box, but Jane mentioned to put some internal sights on, so I've tried to do that at the back. To be honest with you, with the goldies, my focus now is not necessarily breeding them, it's keeping them alive for next year, because next year we will have the flights outside for them and the British Bird Breeding Complex. So let's head outside and take a look. So it might not look a lot at the moment yet, because it isn't actually. It's just an overgrown part of the garden with lots of grass, lots of weeds. It looks like there's a big thistle growing there as well, which the goldies will enjoy that later on in the year. So this is going to be where the outside flights are. Now they're going to be on an L shape. There'll be 5 foot front to back on this side, and 4 foot front to back on that side. And the idea, and I've done a little sketch here, the idea is that there'll be a 2 foot by 5 foot flight here. There'll be a 4 foot bird room, sort of with perspex top on it in the middle, and that'll house the 2 GR cages, the green cages. And then there'll be another 2 foot by 5 foot flight, so that's 2 foot wide, 5 foot deep, and then there'll be a 10 foot by 4 foot flight And my thought process is I'll keep a couple of birds, a pair of birds, maybe a pair of goldies, a pair of bullies, or 2 pairs of goldies in the individual flights, and then in the main flight I'll have, maybe a trio of goldies, maybe some redpoles. I don't know yet, we'll see. So that's the plan. There's work to be done, lots of work to be done actually. I've got a stump to take out. I've got some digging to do. I've got to put the base down. I've got a friend who's a brickie, so he'll come and do the brickwork for me, and then I'll do the woodwork. I've got another mate who might help me with that as well. The thing I wanted to talk about at this point is a massive thanks to Darren from Avian Supplies Limited. Now they're Irish-based Avian Supplies. Darren sent me over one of these external feeders, which is going to be absolutely invaluable for this project. So the plan is he sent me one over to have a look at, and then gifted it me, which was very kind, and I've ordered another 2 off him. When I film it, I'll put a ruler on, tape measure, so you can see the dimensions. It's just going to keep things neat for me, so it means I'll be able to feed the aviaries without going in and disturbing the birds too much, which I think is invaluable. If I step across the garden very quickly, and hopefully you could see some of me there, I'm not quite sure whether you could or not. We've got the flight behind us here. Now you'll remember we had a pair of linnets in the flight. The linnet cock unfortunately passed. And what I've done is I've thrown the twite cock in, so the twite cock's in there with the linnet, and they seem to be getting on really good. So a bit hybrid if they go to nest. Don't know whether they will or not, but they're in there anyway, so we can have a little look at those now. So back in the room, and then our mates that we don't really like. The redpoles, actually, I'm joking with you. Redpole wise, we've got now in the flight cages, there's 6 young from the first round that are away. There's 5 pieds and a split pied, split silver. And then we've got another 4 pieds which are in the main cage here. That hen's back down on eggs. She's laid 4 this time, so hopefully they'll be full. The other hen hatched 2 last time we were here, lost both of those, and she hasn't really gone back to nest until I put a second pan in for her. So she has started building, no sign of any eggs yet. The normal hen with the split Isabel cock, she had a nest of eggs, but they were clear, but she's laid again. She's laid a second egg today. The silver hen with the pied cock, she had 6 eggs, didn't hatch any of them. In fact, threw some of them out, but she's laid 2 now. And then the final pair, which is doing something, is a pair of cobalts, and there is a young cobalt in there, which I have just rung today. So as I look here, it's calling for food. In fact, it's being fed as I look. So redpole wise, if those rounds hatch, we should do better than we did last year. But to be fair, at the moment, got some decent numbers for next year anyway. And with the native birds, that's all I'm really looking for. So listen, if you've enjoyed the show, please hit a like, please hit a subscribe as well. Until next time, everyone, take care.